What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a very exciting Liverpool news and transfer news video. And in this video we will talk about Kingsley Coman because French outlets are once again linking him to Liverpool, and also we will have the very latest from Jurgen Klopp on whether the Brazilian players will be able to or will not be able to play against Leeds United, because Liverpool are still strongly opposing the FIFA imposed 5-day ban, which won't allow amongst others Fabinho and Alisson to play against Leeds United on Sunday. So really excited to bring you this video. If you are excited as well, leave a like and subscribe if you are new around here. And I want to say a huge thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring my channel for this month. OneFootball is the home of football, my favorite app. I've been using it for years. You can find all kinds of football news on there, and also you can find the stats, the latest transfer news. I have been going there almost every day checking the Liverpool transfer news because they combine the best and most interesting transfer news and football news. And you can find also interesting videos, stats, analysis, fantasy football tips, and all kinds of interesting football related content on the OneFootball apps, and it's completely free. So what are you waiting for? Make sure to download OneFootball using the link in the video's description, and you support the channel as well that way. So Liverpool are reportedly one of several clubs chasing the Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman, and I think he would be a fantastic addition. The report suggests that the fact that Salah, Mane and Firmino will all turn 30 years old this season, that could be a reason for the heightened interest in Kingsley Coman, and Bayern value him at around £60 million as reported by Goal.com. And it's not the first time, of course, Liverpool have been linked with the French forward, and he has great numbers. He's only, I think, 25 years old, so he's probably right now approaching or hitting his prime, and his numbers suggest that he has always been a really awesome winger. At Bayern Munich he scored 32 goals in 140 games in just 4 seasons, which is really impressive. That's around 8 goals per season on average. And he also is a French international, of course. He won the World Cup with France, and he has 5 goals in 34 matches. And what is absolutely staggering about Kingsley Coman is that since he turned a professional footballer, every season he has won the league title. So what more do Liverpool want to get a guaranteed Premier League title than to sign Kingsley Coman? He won the French league twice with PSG, he won the Serie A twice with Juventus, and now he has won the Bundesliga 6 times with Bayern Munich, which is absolutely staggering. And he also won the Champions League and the German Cup, the German Super Cup. So he won every trophy there is to win in Germany, and also he conquered Italy and France as well. And he's regarded as one of the most promising young players of his generation. He's quick, talented, technically very gifted. He can go past people, and I really love how direct he is. I watch Bayern Munich quite often because not because I support them, but I like how they play attacking football. And every time Kingsley Coman gets the ball, he just runs at the fullback, runs at the center back. He has no fear, and he has very good dribbling, vision, and of course an explosive speed and acceleration, what you need as a winger. And he's capable of playing either on the left wing or on the right wing, or even in the center if it's required as an offensive midfielder. He can even play a striker, but I think he's naturally right-footed, so his preferred position is on the left, which allows him to beat opponents one-on-one. He can cut onto his favorite right foot and shoot on either side of the goal. He can also create chances for his teammates and or make attacking runs into the area. And Don Balón named him as one of the 101 best young players in the world, so that is really promising. And some sources even said during the summer that Kingsley Coman's agent has offered Coman to Liverpool because they still haven't agreed a new contract for Coman. Bayern Munich and Coman's representatives have been struggling to agree a new deal. So this means that Kingsley Coman is a player that Bayern Munich cannot lose on a free transfer. So they will probably transfer list him and sell him if he doesn't agree a new contract during the season. And Florian Plettenberg, who is a journalist for a German outlet, he has previously confirmed that Liverpool are interested in Kingsley Coman. And this is very important because he has very good and reliable information in Germany regarding player transfers. So if he says that Liverpool are interested in Kingsley Coman, we can definitely confirm that is the reality. But of course, Liverpool have financial problems, and I'm not sure how and what Liverpool's transfer strategy will look like going forward, but we will talk about that a little bit later. But now let's talk about Jurgen Klopp, who was absolutely furious and frustrated regarding this situation between the Brazilian FA, FIFA and the Premier League regarding the availability of 11 South American players. He said Bobby Firmino will not be available because of injury, but it's a really tricky situation. We shouldn't forget the players actually wanted to play these games for the Brazil national team, and clubs wanted to let them go, but it was just not possible. The Premier League was the organization who didn't let the players go to Brazil. The real punishment is for the players themselves and for the football clubs. They can't play, which is what they love to do, and that's really not okay. And Jurgen Klopp is still not sure what will happen. He still needs official confirmation, and he still needs to talk to players and staff and everybody else whether he's afforded to play Alisson and Fabinho or not. He said, I don't know in the moment. We will see. There are meetings going on. Let's look at the full case. We all know we are in the middle of the pandemic, which is difficult for all parts of life, and for football it was difficult as well. We have a few more games to play than we have to play usually internationally. We had a summer break where all of a sudden somebody organized again a Copa America where they could have played the games, for example, without playing a Copa America. They could have just played the qualifiers, which the Copa America, they had the tournament a year before, but people decided without us these kind of things. Okay, nobody cares, that's how it is. They play a Copa America and then they will have more games to play. Then a week or 10 days before the international break we get, okay, we now play 3 games and the last game is on Thursday night. So we have nothing to do with that. Friday morning, by the way, Friday morning, 1:20 a.m. would have been Brazil against Peru. We have nothing to do with that. We cannot decide anything about it. We just read these things. And then we have to think, okay, clear, they are invited. But when they come back, they have to quarantine for 10 days. Again, it's not our decision. We didn't say they have to quarantine for 10 days. We didn't say you have to go to the national team. We can't say nothing. We just sit in between and we think, okay, what's going on here? Our players, if they come back, then they have to quarantine for 10 days in a random hotel next to the airport probably, which is not good for any people who have to do that. But for a professional football player, being 10 days in a hotel with the food they get from there, you lose everything. You lose muscle, you lose match sharpness, you lose fitness. It means 10 days in the hotel, coming back, and they need pretty much another 10 days to get back on track again. And okay, then the decision was made, not by us. If that's like this, then the players cannot go. Okay, some players go. Some clubs let their Argentina players go. There's a game in Brazil against Argentina. Officials come on the pitch. Nobody wants to see situations like that. Get the game cancelled, stopped in that moment. And now the next thing, we have a football game to play again. And they tell us we cannot play our Brazilian players. It's like, what? So we did nothing. We didn't organize the Copa America. We are not responsible for the games they couldn't have played. We didn't invite players. We didn't say when they come back. There is no exemption. We all didn't do that. But in the end, the only people who get punished are the players themselves, who have nothing to do with this, and the clubs themselves, who also had nothing to do with this situation. So what is happening? I don't know what will happen in the weekend, to be honest. In this moment, we have to see what other people decide, and then we will again accept that, probably do what people tell us and try to win a football game. But the whole situation is really just like the whole world in the moment, in a nutshell. In football, they have these problems. They say, yes, we have these problems, and now we will see who finds the solution. But you can clearly see that Jurgen Klopp is absolutely seething and furious about this, and rightfully so, because he even said there is no other sport in the world with such a relentless calendar. more demanding sports, but they don't run all year. We know why it's happening. Whatever people say, it's all about money. That's fine. We do it because we love it and get lots of money as well. But the players' welfare should be the most important, and that's not the case. He also said at one point someone has to understand that without the players we cannot play this game. No one is more important than the players. They are saying they want to do a World Cup every 2 years, and then every 2 years a European Championship as well. So now every year top class players play in an international tournament in the summer, so they get only a 3-week break every year, and they have to pretty much train and play football for 11 months and a week. The ideas about reform are always about the more games. There are too many meaningless games, they say, but if you only have competitions under pressure, that's very difficult. We never have time for pre-season with key players. They play without a break, and that's not right. And yeah, football is getting more and more greedy, and I don't like it at all. And Paul Joyce wrote a fantastic article on Liverpool's current financial situation and also the transfer strategy going forward and what exactly happened in this summer. And he said that Man United signing Varane, Sancho and Ronaldo, they silenced their doubters, but Jamie Redknapp cut to the heart of the matter recently, asking Gary Neville what he thought, and he also said, you and your mates wanted to burn down the stadium last season with the Glazers, and now you are celebrating them. And Liverpool sit a tier below these clubs like Man United, Man City and Chelsea in terms of finances. No extravagant transfer spending, just the 36 million spent on Ibrahima Konate. The priority has fallen on contract renewals, and Salah could become the Premier League's highest paid player with a new contract, but that is enough fuels on an ongoing debate. FSG's model of self-sustainability, and they are very adamant that they want to follow the financial fair play rules. It has brought Liverpool huge success in recent seasons, but is it sustainable? And that's my problem. It probably isn't, because we can't sell another Coutinho to get 140 million and basically sign 2 or 3 world-class players with that money, because all our biggest stars, probably the only player that we could sell for big money right now is Mo Salah. Even Mane wouldn't fetch more than 60 or 70 million, especially in these COVID times. And the problem is Liverpool's finances suggest that there is not too much room for flexibility. FSG should be considering how they can maintain Liverpool's standing among the Premier League's elite and the European elite if none of the immediate solutions appear. Particularly, taking on debt is one way. They could choose to indulge in a financial arms race they are unlikely to win when pitted against Qatari-owned and United Arab Emirates and state-owned clubs. And then there is, of course, selling Liverpool to another financial consortium or whoever who wants to buy Liverpool and who can financially run the club better. But there is no suggestion right now of that, and there is also no guarantee that Liverpool would get better owners than FSG. We might get even worse owners, and I think FSG is at a huge crossroads. They really need to decide whether they financially will back Jurgen Klopp or not, because I don't think Liverpool can sustain the title challenge without financial help from the owners. And Jurgen Klopp said, it's all good, the transfer business. We brought Konate in, sold some players, sent players on loan to get more possibility of games, so it's all good. Of course, Jurgen Klopp won't bite the hand that feeds him. He won't complain about the owners, and he's never going to come out and said we had a bad transfer window. But if there's during the season Mane or Salah or Firmino or Jota, if any one of them get a long-term injury, then Liverpool will be truly shown up for a lack of depth in the forward areas. Because if we have to rely on Minamino or Origi to score goals for a stretch of games, that's where Liverpool's lack of transfer business in the summer will really come back and bite them. That's just my honest opinion, but let me know what they think. And also, Leeds United sporting director Victor Orta approached Liverpool regarding a potential move for Curtis Jones over the summer. That's according to the ever reliable Neil Jones. They wanted to take Curtis Jones on loan. Understandably, he was given, of course, the no answer, because Jones, of course, has a battle on his hands to gain a place in Jurgen Klopp's squad. But he remains very much a big part of Liverpool's plans, according to Neil Jones. And also he said that Liverpool wanted to sign Patrick Bamford. Jurgen Klopp said, what a player, about him. But because Patrick Bamford didn't want to come and be like 5th choice striker at Liverpool, he decided to sign a new contract at Leeds United and stay put. And probably that's the best decision for Patrick Bamford himself as well, because I don't think he would have played that much football, and at Leeds United he is guaranteed to start every week if he is fit. Also, I love how Jurgen Klopp roasted Gareth Southgate, the absolute moron who is playing Trent Alexander-Arnold in midfield instead of at right back. He said, if you watched our games, you would see Trent's position has changed, not in all games. It's a shame in 2021 we speak like this. Footballers play everywhere. On the right wing, he's everywhere. Some people think if Trent plays 10 yards further forward, he can become more influential. But I cannot think of many more influential people from his position. Why would you make the best right back in the world a midfielder? And also, he is the most effective crossing from the right wing. And he can perfectly do that at Liverpool, but where the whole system is built around the fullbacks getting forward. The problem is, at England, they play a completely different system. So either they adapt the system to suit Trent Alexander-Arnold's needs, or they shouldn't just bring him into the midfield. And I also feel sorry for the players. Fabinho spoke out about the situation, saying that it's a difficult situation because we want to defend our country and play for the Brazilian national team, but I don't think it's just between the club and the national team. It's a government rule. I don't think the English FA could change that. I believe that FIFA would not be able to change the rules either. We players are in the middle of this kind of dispute without much to do, because it was a Premier League decision not to release us to South America. On the one hand, we understand, because on the way back I would have to stay 10 days in a hotel and maybe lose 3 games, and 10 days is enough for you to lose a game match sharpness and rhythm. But we also understand the side of the national team, that the national team is missing 9 players. 9 players, that's a lot of players. So we stay in the middle of this dispute, hoping that there is really a solution. And I mean, I can't imagine how they must feel. They must feel absolutely heartbroken that they just can't do right. Do as damned if you do, damned if you don't. Either way, they get punished, the players, well, and it's not their fault, so they shouldn't be punished. But that's how the situation is at the moment. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.